right, welcome back to the Supremely Black Podcast. This is your boy D Rose. I'm just going to jump right into it. Major salute to Morehouse College. If you're not aware, they are intending to start the Blk Men's Research Institute. So with that, it'll be focusing on the economic, social, and just the normal disparities that go on within our communities, and focusing on the black men and the black boys. For Morehouse, they've been dedicated to educating and empowering black men for the last 150 years. They have some very important people that have went to school at Morehouse. You think about Jesse Jackson, you think about Martin Luther King. Those are some brothers that actually went to that school. With this institute, with them focusing on the economic, social impacts, and even as far as with it, it would be focusing on sexism. And I think that's a very key piece, because when you think about how, when you're raised in a certain environment, if you're looking at, social media, if you're looking at music videos, if you're looking at movies, whatever the entertainment industry is, you would think of how they devalue or have sexualized black women. And I think for them to be having a men institute that is still focusing on how they view black women, I think that is a major win. And it's been some very key pieces. Let me just make sure I get this right. Since they wanted to start it, shout out to Andrew Mellon Foundation. He was the one that their foundation had put the biggest donation in to spearhead it and get it going. Kendrick Brown is the senior vice president that has spoke about what the impacts that he hopes that this will have on black men, black boys, but black people in general, and especially the view on how even some of the disparities that go from the black women. So that's huge. And then shout out to Ms. Clarissa Myrick Harris. She also assisted with the launch. And with her being a black woman, I know for a fact her impact on making sure that they touch bases or have a course on sexism for black women is a major salute, right? So just to kind of bring that into what that really means for us. Like if you have institutes like Morehouse setting a trend on having a black man research institute, right? Hopefully this will be something that a lot of different institutions get involved with and start pushing that envelope on doing. Because when you think about it, a lot of times I feel like there's two different ways that you could get people. Is either they have to be very familiar with the person. So if you got somebody that's in the streets, probably the person is going to they're going to either respect or be more relatable to, is the person that's from the streets. You feel me? Like it's not going to be any difference from that. But also for the people that happen to make it to a HBCU or go to a PWI and seek education, if they have these type of courses that are available, that helps curb whatever. You feel what I'm saying? Because some people are just going to be more relatable to the OG that's in the streets, or the ones that's calling home from the penitentiary, or the ones that just came home from the penitentiary, because where they may be going or what they've seen will maybe correlate better with, or relate better to where they came from in life. Now, I know they may be going to college, but you still may have that mindset of you want to do right, half of you want to do right, the half of you don't, right? And I would tie this into me. And I think where this type of stuff will help. Everybody doesn't get lucky enough to get around mentors or, men that really care about seeing you be past 21 or 25 or make it to 30, and, kids, and either whether you want an entrepreneur route, whether you want to tap into taking it the corporate route, whatever you want to do, everybody doesn't get that lucky. And I think a program like this speaks highly of changing that narrative, is because I think about myself when I was younger, and I have a story time for that. I don't want to overshadow that, but if it wasn't for, shout out to my uncles, shout out to his homeboys that really cared about even learning how you put on a tie, how do you talk and conduct yourself in an actual corporate interview, what to say and not to say in a corporate meeting. I had many people that loved me for who I was, but also knew that there had to be some stuff that I had to change. Like I didn't always speak like this. You feel me? Like there's times where I still, I'm me, but at the same time, I don't have any shame in showing people that there is a way that you can evolve and go from being where you was in the hood, whether you're from a small town and it was hood, or your influences were people that were in the hood for whatever reason, right? There's nothing wrong with making up a change as long as to me, what keeps it real is being able to connect and still be relatable to your people, to uplift them, to meet them where they're at and take them to that. I really, really hope that as Morehouse does this, other Black institutions do it. And also PWIs, I hope that it's a focused thing, is because teaching Black men masculinity and understanding their issues first and foremost, to understand where their mental is huge, but then also teaching them of where their place is in society, no matter what's placed in front of them, is you don't get that everywhere. I'm just blessed. I know other brothers that have been blessed, but I also know some that didn't really learn a lot of these things until they went to college, and luckily they went to a HBCU, so they were taught like those cultural things that were able to uplift them, and then they could reach back and teach other people that, because we still have people that's caught in the struggle no matter how we elevate ourselves or try to reach down and grab others. You can't save everybody, and that's just part of life. But that's huge. But then the most important part to me of this is that the sexism is, because even though they're focusing on the masculinity of Black men, I think it's very, very, very important that as they look at the Black woman and her very, very important piece to like the old school way of the importance of the Black family, I think this will have that impact on it of, now we understand what I bring to the table as a man. Now she understands what her value is as a woman. You bring those two together, then now we can focus on the next thing, which would be, to me, is the economic impact of having the Black family, the Black love, and pushing that forward as it used to be. That's very key. So with them focusing on like the mental part of it, the social part of it, and then even from the relationship part of it, of how they view the Black women, I think this is a huge win. So major salute to Morehouse Institute, anybody that has contributed to this foundation. Hey, this is what we really need. And I was researching, and I wanted to make sure that I brought this to my people. These are the things that should be celebrated. These are the things that should go viral, because as fast as this spreads, the more people will get on board, because we know our culture. You feel me? Like, we get on board with what's trendy. And this is huge right here. So again, major shout out to them. Make sure that you hit that like button and make sure you share this. And I would also like to know you all's comments, because as you do your research, as you listen to this video, share with me your thoughts on how do you think this would be successful, and also do you see that there be anything that would make this not work, especially for the Black men, the Black boys, and how this would impact the Black community. This is your boy D Rose, and I'm out. Long live CC.